Good morning, Facebook family and friends. How's everyone doing this morning? Happy Thursday. Wow, we're at episode 11, which I kind of like the episode 1-1. You can kind of separate the ones and make it episode 1-1, which could be number one twice. I don't know. I just figured I threw that together. But here's the scenario. So, I know, excuse my face, I have to use the umbrella now because my esthetician will kill me if I was in the sun, because I'm going through the phase of the massive peeling right now. But that's okay. It's a process and I'll get it all done. So, I'm peeling like crazy. But anyway, let me switch this around so the sun's not outside the camera. Okay. Oops, sun's in my face. There we go. So, today's episode, very, very important. And it's going to be one of those situations where this is where the rubber meets the road. So we've done 10 episodes before. Everything I've said, I hope you have gone through. Hopefully you've watched it a couple times. If you haven't, it's okay. It's up to you. But again, my whole quest of this is to help people become financially independent. I don't charge anyone a dime, never have, to do this. This is everything I do myself, and I will continue helping anyone that wants to listen. Episode 11, this is the one again. This is one where the rubber meets the road. So, everything I've talked about in the first 10 episodes, if your mindset isn't there, or you're not there mentally, you need to be, because if you are, this episode will take you to a scenario or to the riches and the things you deserve. So, a lot of you are not going to understand it. Some of you are not going to believe it. Some of you need to go back to the other wisdom walks and rewatch them. So this one will be the one for the record books, because this is the one that, again, is going to take you to the level of retirement. This is the one that's going to take you to a level of financial freedom. This is the one that's going to make everything happen if you listen. So let's jump right in. I'm not sure what your financial situation is right now. And hear me when I say this. Well, first of all, let me do my disclosures. I'm not a financial advisor. Making investments is risky. You can lose your investment. And I'm not responsible for anybody's losses or gains. I'm simply giving you what I've done to make millions of dollars and retire myself, my family, everything else. So here's my disclosure. Here we go. It takes money to make money. That's a fact. I see people posting things like, oh, get this for free, get that for free. There's nothing in this world that's free. You have to either work at it or make it happen. So, everyone listen to me right now. Here's the end of the road tunnel scenario. I would like to put this through the end of 2021. Each person will have a different result depending on your belief system, depending on what you want to accomplish personally, depending on how intentionally you want to follow my teachings. And I will continue showing you. I always say documentation beats conversation. So anybody who wants to reach out to me personally, I post all my documentation online. It's all there. You can see it. You can see exactly what the gains are. By Friday, one of the opportunities, the one I think is a major one for you to really start putting yourself to that level, I should be at about 2,400% return, maybe a little bit more. We'll see what happens actually I'm going to say not by Friday, by next Monday. We'll see what happens by then, and I'll post my results. That won't be pretty big. And that's the one I'm going to teach you guys about, and then there's others, okay? So here's the quote. You can have up to, the minimum you can need is about $100, a little bit less than 100. I can assure you, you can take that $100 and you can turn it into anywhere between $250,000 and $500,000 by the time 2021 ends. If you're watching this video and it's later on in 2021 or beyond, I can show you how you can do it in about 6 months. But there are some they'll be able to do it in a month. There are some that may take them a full year. There are some that'll do it in 3 months. It really depends. It all depends on you personally. If we all got on a track right now, when we all started to run a race, we're not all going to finish at the finish line at the same time. There's going to be a first place person, second place person, third place. If there's 10 of us running, there'll be 10 different places. Trust me, we're all not going to hit the finish line at the same time. So I'm going to give you the information, and how you finish the finish line is going to be totally up to you. I'm not going to be egotistical by saying this, but if we were all going to do this race together, there's chances are I'll finish first I'll hit the finish line first, because I have a work ethic that's just unreal. My work ethic cannot be denied. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm not the most charismatic person in the world. But one thing you're not going to beat me at is work ethic. I will die on the treadmill. Meaning, if we're going to go for a race and we're going to see who can stay on the treadmill longer, either I'm going to beat you or I'm going to be dead, because that's my mindset. So he or she who have that type of mindset will do very, very well in what I'm about to lay out. Okay? So it's going to be a little bit confusing for some of you, so I'm going to have to go into personal detail if you don't get it. Again, every person has a different mindset and a different way of thinking and a different understanding level. I have purposely went through the first 10 episodes, Wisdom Walks, to get your mind ready for what I'm about to do at episode number 11. That's why it took a couple of days before I did episode number 11. So you're going to invest anywhere from $100 or below, or you can come in as high as $200,000 depending on your financial situation. The higher you come in is the more reward. That should be easy for you to understand. The people coming in at the $200,000 level, get yourself ready to make about $5 million. And I'm not playing. The people that's coming in at the $100 level, get yourself ready to make $250,000 to $500,000. And I'm not playing. Okay? So we're going to do this in Bitcoin. The understanding, in fact, through the night I was texting a few people and helping a few people in different parts of the world that I'm helping out, and people are still under the mindset or they don't understand what Bitcoin is. Here's what they don't understand how Bitcoin investing works. Everybody still thinks it's a stock, and you're so mistaken, you're so off. So the teachings I'm going to teach you is beyond the knowledge of all the sheep, I call them. And I call sheep as people that keep doing the same thing that everybody does, and everybody's following everybody, and everybody thinks they know it. I was talking to a young lady today who says, well, I'm going to do this and this and this and this. And I'm like, you don't get it. No, you're thinking like the sheep. Stop thinking like the sheep. Because I'll tell you right now, anyone that's following Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin, I guarantee you not one of them can show me that they took $100 and turned it into $250,000 or $500,000. I know they can't, because they don't have my system and they don't know how to do it. So I know how to do it. And I'm telling you, I know how to do it. So you're going to start off with the process, and we're going to walk through 8 different levels. And it's 8 levels of success that you're going to have. And by the time you hit level number 8, you're going to be $250,000 to $500,000 in. And it's not going to be that difficult. Now, your mindset will stop you from thinking certain things and doing certain things. So again, if you're watching, and I know I'm actually procrastinating a lot, because this is a very important live. This is probably the most important wisdom walk I've done. So this one is the one for the ages, because this is the one that's going to make us wealthy. Okay, so I'm hesitating a little bit to kind of make sure you guys get it. So if you're watching this wisdom walk number 11 and you have not watched the first 10, you're not going to get it, because I need to get your mindset right. So for those of you that your mindset's ready and you are ready to go, let me explain the system for you now. So now I'm going to go into the explanation, because if your mindset's not right, what I'm going to say to you, you're going to come up with a whole bunch of different things. So before I give you the mindset and before I give you the full explanation, let me ask everybody a question. And the question is very simple. I have $1 million in cash. I'm willing to give it to anyone that jumps out of an airplane without a parachute. I will give $1 million to anyone that jumps out of an airplane without a parachute. Well, I've asked that question thousands and thousands of times and I get the same answer. The answer is no, I'm not willing to do that. Well, unfortunately, you just lost $1 million because the airplane is in the air. I never said it was on the ground. The airplane's on the ground. I never said it was in the air. What most people do is they jump to conclusions and they think the airplane's in the air. If you took an inventory of all airplanes right now, where are most of them? On the ground. Pre-pandemic or pandemic, it doesn't really matter. They're on the ground. But what you did is you jumped to a conclusion because I said airplane and parachute. So it made your mind go a certain place. So if you're not part of my mindset training or the Good Life training or haven't watched the first 10 episodes of Wisdom Walk, you would have probably answered that question no. If you were part of it and you're paying attention and you're a good student, you would have said, well, where's the airplane? Because you asked the question. And then I said the airplane's on the ground. And then you would have said, great, what kind of airplane is it? I'm gonna say it's a little Cessna, 8 feet off the ground. You're like, oh, I got to jump 8 feet down without a parachute for $1 million? Count me in, give me my $1 million. Done. That's how life works. But people jump to conclusions because they don't have the information or they base themselves based on what their belief system is. Your belief system has nothing to do with reality. Your belief system is perception. Your belief system, let me repeat that, your belief system is perception, not reality. Because I'm giving you a reality right now that I can take any one of you that have the right mindset, any single one of you that have the right mindset, and make you a millionaire within a year with $100. And I know that sounds far-fetched, but you can assume, you can think the airplane's in the air, you can think whatever you want to think. I know it could be done because I've seen it, okay? So here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it in a crowdfunding type scenario. We're all gonna help each other. This is not a one-man band or a one-woman band. We're all gonna do the right thing together and help each other out. So we're gonna start off with $100 up to $200,000. So I'm gonna be talking to some of my bigger players, some of the NBA players that I know, and I'll be bringing them in. I'm not ready to bring them in yet until I cycle a couple of times and show them that the $200,000 level works. But that's another story for another day. And we're gonna go through the process. Here's how the process works. We're gonna be buying Bitcoin. Doesn't matter the cost of Bitcoin, because that's how the sheep thinks. The sheep worries about how much Bitcoin costs. I don't. Doesn't matter if Bitcoin's $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, doesn't matter to me. Because I know the world is going to digital currency. That's a fact. Whether or not you want to believe it, don't want to believe it, that's up to you. Your perception is not reality. I'm telling you reality, the world's going there. People barely carry around cash right now. You have Venmo, you have Cash App, you have Zelle. Everyone's doing everything electronically. Why do you need cash? So cryptocurrency, there are countries right now that's changing their whole currency to crypto. Countries. So that's the thing of the future. If you don't understand that, maybe this isn't for you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ahead of that curve before it happens and become stupid, filthy rich. Okay? Stupid, filthy rich. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna buy 0.0019 worth of Bitcoin. In today's value, that's about, I don't know, $80. It goes up and down, went up a couple grand last night, went down a couple grand since Elon Musk bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin a couple of days ago. Now everybody's paying attention. Looks like Apple is going to be doing the same thing. Here's what I know. One day, whether it be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, Bitcoin will probably be worth $500,000, $250,000. So how I'm going to help you become wealthy and super rich is we're going to collect Bitcoin. We're not going to collect the cost of Bitcoin. We're going to collect Bitcoin. Everyone's going to come up with the amount of Bitcoin they want to collect. I'm going to show you how to get there. So you can get it in fractions. So the first fraction that you have to buy is 0.0019, less than $100. We're going to take that less than $100. I'm going to show you a system called AutoBTC Builder. And we're going to build that 0.0019 to 0.0056. Now, I know I'm talking Greek to some of you, but don't worry, you'll get it. Remember, in my wisdom walks, Before you can walk, you were crawling, and you were falling, and you were stumbling, and you were messing around, and you weren't able to walk successfully. So don't worry. You'll understand this, and I'll get you to it. So our first cycle is we're going to take 0.0019 and turn it into 0.056. How we're going to do that, that's 3 times the amount. How you're going to get 3 times the amount is we're going to do it in crowdfunding. So every single person that you know and that I know in the world needs to start getting Bitcoin. Some of them have never watched my wisdom walks, so they're going to think it's a scam. They're going to think it's a pyramid. They're going to think the airplane's in the air, and they're not going to jump, and they're not going to get it. That's fine. We can't save everybody. We're sure going to try, but we can't save everybody. So the ones that listen, we're going to save. So you're going to get 2 people that buy Bitcoin with you, because we're going to educate them as a group of why Bitcoin's going to change your life, and they're going to love it, and they're going to buy 0.0019 Bitcoin. And then we're going to train them to get 2 of their friends to do the same thing, because the whole goal is we want everybody to buy Bitcoin. So when they do that, as soon as it's cycle, that's called a cycle. So you told 2 of your friends to buy Bitcoin. And by the way, it's not a pyramid, because if you watch my wisdom walks, a pyramid is corporate America. This ain't a pyramid. Corporate America is a pyramid. But go back to my wisdom walks, you'll find out why. And as soon as you do that, we're going to give you, the company's going to give us 0.0056 Bitcoin. Now you're getting closer. Then you're going to take that 0.0056 Bitcoin, and you're going to get 2 people to invest and buy 0.0056 Bitcoin. And they are going to get 2 of their friends to buy 0.0056 Bitcoin. And when that happens, it's going to cycle. And you're going to look in your back office, and there's going to be 0.0167 Bitcoin deposited into your account for nothing, for no money. Then you're going to take the 0.0167, and you're going to do the same thing, and that's going to cycle, and that's going to turn into 0.05 Bitcoin. And we're going to do it again. And that's going to go all the way up until one day you have 4 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, 20 Bitcoin, 50 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin. See where I'm going with this? So let's say you followed me and you have 100 Bitcoin. And let's not even go 100. Let's say you have 10 Bitcoin. You went through this process and you have 10 Bitcoin. And today Bitcoin's about $48,000. So you have 10 Bitcoin. You're worth $480,000. Simple. That's the math. Let's say Bitcoin drops to 30,000. Now you're worth $300,000. But guess what you still have? 10 Bitcoin. So you're not going to do anything with it. You're going to put that Bitcoin away in your wallet, your electronic wallet, and we're going to wait till the day that Bitcoin is worth enough for you to say, I'm done. I'm going to retire. I hope you wait till it's about $200,000, because that 10 Bitcoin will be worth $2 million, because it's going to take you about $2 million to retire. Kind of okay. Not really great, but kind of okay. I highly recommend you get 100 Bitcoin. Then when it hits $200,000, now you got $20 million. Now we're talking. Now we're talking some nice retirement. Okay? So that's the scenario. So here's what you do next. You contact me or contact the person that got you involved in this, because we're all going to do this together and we're all going to do it as a team. I'm going to give you guys some spillover, meaning I have a lot of people that call me every single day that want to do this. Well, I only need 2 that get 2. So my third one is going to go to the person, my first one of my 2. My fourth one is going to go to the first one of the second. So we're all going to help each other. I'm going to help you out. You're going to help the person out. We're going to pay it all forward. We're paying it forward to the next person. So one person is paying it forward to the next person is paying it forward to the next person, and we're all going to develop Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't understand what I just said, keep on my Facebook page, because some of you have been on my Facebook page since Facebook started. Just keep watching the lifestyle. I don't work. You're not going to have to work. You can fire your job in about a year. 6 months, 3 months. If you're a good sprinter, you can probably fire your job in 3 months if you listen to me. If you listen to me, you can probably fire your job and have a life that, look, I'm not trying to say anything to impress you or press upon you or whatever, but some of you guys saw my live yesterday. Kristen Louboutin opened up a new store in Beverly Hills in December. We haven't had a chance to go down there yet. So the Queen and I just took a little drive. We went out to lunch, a little brunch, and we went down there, spent a few $1,000s in shoes. No big deal. She's got shoes in her closet she hasn't even worn. And they're like $1,200 a piece, $1,500 a piece. It is what it is. Then she saw one that she thinks her sister would like, so she bought it for her. I mean, it is what it is. Then I went into the stupid hat store and bought these hats that were like $700 a hat. I'm like, why do I need these hats? But I just did it because I can. Okay, it is what it is. I mean, and I'm not trying to say that to impress you. What should mainly impress you is it's a Thursday morning about 9 o'clock and I'm walking around my neighborhood. That should really impress you more than anything else, because I don't have to go to work, because we're going to have a whole bunch of Bitcoin. So if you're in, you'll contact me. You can send me a message. I'll send you all the information you need to do. I have everything on Vimeo. I highly recommend you join my Vimeo page, because I have everything on Vimeo. It's everything broken down, very, very simple. If you're new, I'm going to send you a phone number, because I want you to see the proof of what I've done. I started off with the first 3 levels, which was about $700, because of Bitcoin going up in value right now. It's going to cost you about $1,200. I turned my $700 into $5,600 in a matter of 5 weeks, just to show you guys it could be done. Now by Monday, I'm going to be doing another video showing you that I've made 1.35 Bitcoin, which will be equivalent in today's value to about 60 grand. I'll be showing you a video of that. And then in about another month or 2, I'll show you another video that I've made 8 Bitcoin, which will be worth several $100,000. And then as this goes along, I'll show you that I have 50 Bitcoin, which could be worth $3 million. When we're waiting for it to cash out 10 years from now, it could be worth $30 million. So that's what I'm going to show you, and that's what we're going to do. Now, on top of some of this, here's what we're going to do. We're going to diversify a little bit, but I don't want to get into that diversification yet, because I still have Wisdom Walk number 12, number 13, number 14, number 15, number 16. This is a process, so I'm going to take you down a road. So there's more to come, a lot more, because I don't want you to be rich. I want you to be wealthy. So I haven't talked about all the different wisdom walks about taxation and how to do different things, and how to diversify and setting up an LLC and all that extra stuff. I haven't given you guys all that yet, because we got to walk before we can run. So that ends Wisdom Walk number 11. Here's the cool thing about Wisdom Walk number 11. You now get to do what you need to do. My team and I are going to be successful with or without you. You get to make that decision, what you want to do, because you can have already hung up. You could have already said, this is garbage. You could have already said, I'm not doing that. That guy is crazy. That's fine. Then keep doing what you're doing. But I will invite you to pop over to my page every so often, or pop over to our group page every so often and watch the success. Is what it is. So anyway, hopefully my horrible looking face clears up soon. She told me the next 3 days is going to be the worst, and I'm looking pretty bad right now. Look at all those dark spots that's peeling off. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm going through the process, just like I'm having you go through the process. I'm not crazy about my esthetician putting me through this process, but guess what? I'm doing it. I'm going through the process. 2 more treatments and I'll be done, and hopefully I'll look pretty. Maybe. So, okay, everybody. Wisdom Walk number 11. Thank you very much. Clay signing out. Bye.